Neil, what a way to go out. What did you make of the performance today?
Outstanding, weren't they? Never let me down. They haven't let me down all season. And, I'm glad that they've, as I said last week, to be able to beat a South Shields team in the way we did. We always need to be very comfortable in possession on the ball. But we were ruthless, and some of the counter-attacking football that we played, we changed the system again, and played that box midfield and allows us to get Finn a little bit closer to Bobby and play on the break. And and we were good, and we were good from set pieces. So overall, very happy, and a great way to end the season, but also end my managerial time at the football club.
You mentioned on Monday that the team lacked a bit of self-belief. I think today they had that self-belief, and that's why it went so well today.
Yeah, and they've got to carry that on. They've got to, individually, they've got to be believe in themselves. The good players, lots more to come. I think we can be overcritical at times. You have to look at the league table to say we finished 15th, and the main thing for us once we got safe was we give them a target. They've achieved that target, which was to be, out of all the promoted teams, to finish the highest, and they have done that. And to finish above the teams that we're speaking about is a great achievement for our football club. And never ever, we're always in life, aren't we? We're always looking at the next stage already, and we don't really enjoy, or we don't recognise what's been done before. And these players deserve every bit of credit. I know we finished 15th in the league, but that's massive for this football club in terms of the strength of the league. And we've had some right good games against the teams at the top of the league, and obviously again we've played a full-time team here today. And I know they're in a they're in a little bit low on form and confidence a little bit. We know that, that's football. But we've got to turn up, and we've got to do the hard yards. And it would have been easy today for the lads to just to get through the game, and they didn't. They were ruthless. And obviously, from my perspective, it's a big thank you, because when you're leaving a football club, it's a wrench. Believe me, it's harder than you think. You hope the day when you mention that you're going to do when you're leaving, it's not going to come, but it's here. And I'm really grateful for the players for that performance.
Yeah, Evan, I think it was December when we last played South Shields. We lost 2-0. Today, I think just shows how far this team's come just in this season. I know it's come a long way since you've come into the club, but today showed how far they've come in the whole season, really.
We spoke about that on the way here. Speaking to Sod on the way here, and we were talking about how far we've come and the teams that we've played recently. Warrington and South Shields, when we played them a few years back, I think probably in the Northern Premier League, I think, put us to bed quite easily. And took us to task, and as you say, it shows how far we've come, that we can finish where we have in the division, but also more than match a South Shields side, and obviously go on and win the game 4-1.
Yeah, and obviously it's a very emotional day. Yourself leaving, also Bobby Grant, I'm sure he's still out signing signatures and everything. Just a word on him, because he scored today, and it was a perfect send off for him too.
Again, you couldn't get any better send off. A great header, and he nearly scored again. Keeper's made an unbelievable save. So, but that's what you get. Bobby is one of those players when he's needed, he can pull it out the bag at 50%, 60%. You can see, we all know. We all seen Bobby Grant last year. I seen Bobby Grant when he was playing, so I know how good he was. But obviously, as we got older and we revert to part time, but he was a massive part of what we achieved, wasn't he, last year in the promotion? He brought Finlay and he brought Sol Solomon alive. Last year he allows us. You've seen him today. He's just pinning people and enables us to set and get higher up the pitch. That wasn't happening. But you guys know Bobby like I know Bobby. As you've just said there, he's still out now signing autographs, and that's what he is. He's that character. He's great around the place. He's great with the kids in particular. He's got lots of time for everyone, and he's been brilliant for me. I hope I've been as good for him, in the latter stages of his career. We've got on fantastically well. And as you say, I'm just glad it's great that he got that. We won the game, massive. But to get that goal and to get it the way he did, because we have, me and him have a little bit of a running joke about the lack of crosses that we put in the box for him to get on the end of, and he had a couple today and he scored one, and the keeper made a fantastic save in the other.
Yeah, and before the tears do come, Neil, I know there's going to be some sort of thing in the function suite after. What does this club mean to you?
It means a lot to me, you know. It's like anything, isn't it? If you spent any time or anywhere from I've been here nearly 7 years as the manager of the football club, and we've had some real tough times. And I came into a club which was been fighting relegation, from what I was told, I don't know, for about 8 seasons, and finally, we got relegated. I came in, and but I knew, I know my capabilities, not just in terms of building teams, but I know my capabilities. Given the freedom to build, forget money because we haven't had it. I can build a football club and a football team, and the biggest compliments I can pay Marine Football Club's board and committee is they give me the opportunity to be allowed to do that, and that you don't get that at football club. You very rarely get that at football clubs. I've had it at 2, one's Chester and one's here, and rightly so. You know, the people's football clubs, they're not mine, but they trusted me to be able to do that, and I'd like to think I've paid them back in spades in terms of what we've achieved, what we've brought in financially, what we've got here now. But it means everything to me, and the fan base. I talk to them all, as you know, but that's what non-league football's about. It's about the people. Without going over old ground, making people happy is the best in life, in football. That drives you more than anything. To see smiling faces, and knowing that you've been able to achieve something, and that's what Marine's been, allowed me to do. The supporters have allowed me to do. But more importantly for me, football's about players, and the players of this football club since I've been here. I've been through the door. I've represented the football club, but they've represented me. They've ran through brick walls, and that's why, we've achieved what we've achieved.
Yeah, success is obviously a massive part, and it's been a massive part of your time here. I think 2 promotions, 2 senior clubs, staying here, staying up this season as well, I think can be seen as an achievement in itself. But the relationships you've built and the friends you've made here is more special, isn't it?
It's the hardest thing in football, mate. It's the hardest thing in life, I think, is when you build friendships. I will miss the people more than I miss the football, I'll be honest. I'm going to say that obviously the footballers are people. I will miss the people, I will miss the dressing room, I'll miss the banter in the staff room, I'll miss the coach to games, I'll miss the WhatsApp banter amongst the staff. I don't think I'll miss the football as much, and I mean that in the right way, because the human side is where I'm best, with people, and I like to see people getting on. I like to see people, achieving. It's not about me. It's never been about. If you look at wherever I've been a great believer in letting other people thrive. To help them to do that. But stay humble. And I mightn't probably. I probably don't really, as I should, get excited about what we achieve and what we do. I do deep down. I'm very proud of what we've done here, but from my perspective, there's a lot of people here at this football club who've been here 40, 50 years, and it's their football club, and I'm proud to have played a small part in that and give them, some of the happiest moments that they've had at the club. That's what I'm here to do.
Thanks very much, Neil.
Cheers, guys.